Hey, you're watching This Brand Geek. For now, I know the channel name is changing very soon. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that. Right now, I need to talk about this. This is a video made by Silver Fox Hot Takes. You might have heard of him. You've probably come across one of his videos somewhere. He makes like 24 videos a day. But I want to talk about this one, where he's talking about the hack that could destroy Britain. In this video, he alleges that British Telecom and by extension EE here in the UK were hacked, possibly by China or another country. And in this video, he talks a lot about what the implications of that might be. Now, you're probably thinking, who the hell is This Brand Geek and why is he qualified to respond to this video? Well, I worked for British Telecom for almost 2 decades. I was a fiber access network planner. I planned fiber networks for business customers. And for the last few years of my career at BT, I was actually security cleared and I managed multiple Ministry of Defence sites and government buildings across the UK. I was also the primary fiber planner for Heathrow Airport. There were 2 of us at one point, but then the other guy left, and that meant that I was in charge of Heathrow Airport and a couple of other airports in the UK. So when it comes to BT being hacked and talks about encryption, trust me when I say this is right up my street and this is what I've done for over half my life. So yeah, there's that. Now, I'm not making this video to attack another YouTube channel or anything like that. Silver Fox is clearly against digital ID. I have been against digital ID since before anyone even knew what digital ID was. I've been going on about it for years. How I feel about Keir Starmer and Sadiq Khan is very public. You can just look at my posts on X and the videos I've made here on YouTube. So this isn't me defending digital ID. This is me just responding to what Silver Fox said and why what he's saying isn't entirely accurate. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Let's see what he said and then I'll tell you what I think about it with my 2 decades of knowledge on this topic. Let's get to it. Okay, so first things first, this is Down Detector. You go to this website when things are down on your internet connection or whatever, or an online service, and on here you can see if other people are experiencing the same issues that you're having. As you can see here, over the last 24 hours, there was a massive surge of people reporting problems with the BT network. And as you might already know, a lot of ISPs around the UK rely on the BT network. I say we, I don't work for them anymore, but we are the biggest telecommunications provider in the country. Some used to call us a monopoly, which is why OpenReach was made, and then it's a whole thing, but this video is not about that, so let's just get to the point. Let's have a quick look at EE and see if there have been reports of similar issues with them. Okay, their issues are still ongoing, and as you know, BT acquired EE a few years ago, which was kind of funny because BT used to own BT Cellnet, which they then sold to Telefonica. Telefonica rebranded it to O2, which still exists now, and then O2 was a massive success, and then BT didn't have a mobile network, so then they went and bought EE, and now we have BT EE, which is kind of a roundabout way of doing things. They should have just kept Cellnet at the time. So let's get to the crux of this video, shall we? We need to watch a clip from the Silver Fox. Now, Silver Fox, if you're watching this video, please don't copyright strike me or some BS like that. I'm taking a small clip from your video in the context of a review. I'm just commenting on what you said to bring clarity to a situation that is ongoing. So it's going to be a small clip. I'm not going to watch the whole video on this video. I will leave a link to your original video in the description of my video so people can watch it in its entirety if they look at the video description, and hopefully they give you a sub and stuff. So now with that out the way, let's take a look at what the Silver Fox said regarding this hack and the BT source code being stolen and what the implications of that might be. So let's go over to here and I'll watch along with you and we'll watch maybe 30 seconds to a minute of this video. Here we go.
How serious am I? I keep talking about these serious implications. How serious are they? Well, imagine they have got the source code. They now understand and know what the encryption keys are.
Alright, just to stop you there, Silver Fox, that's not how that works. Even if they had the source code, as you call it, this wouldn't be a thing. That would be extremely unlikely. Having decryption keys for encryption of a country's telecommunications network just there in plain sight for anyone to steal it's just not going to happen, to be honest. I really doubt it. But let's carry on and listen to what else he has to say, because he says some things in this video which, you'll see. Check this out.
Means they can unencrypt everything. Mobile banking, stocks and shares. Imagine what this means for digital ID.
Okay, so look, I've seen a couple of his videos and he is very vocal and against digital ID. We all are. Anyone that is sane, in my opinion, would be against digital ID. And I've made videos about it and my feelings towards the government and digital ID are very clear. So I understand the angle that he's coming from to say look at what's happened here. BT and EE have been hacked. They've stolen the source code. Now everything is unsecure. And these bad actors or countries like China, Iran, whatever, he names a few countries in this video, could decrypt your banking apps and your stocks and shares and then take all of your money, and now nothing is secure on the UK's network. Now, that's not how that works. Even if BT did suffer a hack this big and everything was stolen, your banking apps and everything are encrypted by the banks, and banking apps and stocks and shares apps and those kind of websites have their own encryption baked in, and hacking an ISP is not going to give you access to those things unless you're on like a public Wi-Fi network and someone has a man in the middle attack and then somehow they have access to your two-factor authentication. That is something that would happen on a very small scale, and it would be a targeted attack on an individual. This isn't something that's going to happen countrywide where an ISP gets hacked and then a country like China just suddenly has access to everything and encryption suddenly just doesn't exist. That's just not how it works, and saying that that's how it works is just not accurate, and I can't in good faith say that what he's saying is true. Just because I don't agree with digital ID and I don't want digital ID, I can't then go and say, oh, everything he's saying is accurate. I worked for BT for 20 years and this is a real thing. I really don't think that what he's saying is accurate. So I thought I'd bring some light to this situation from a position of 2 decades of experience. Anyways, let's see if he has anything else to say, and then we will switch over to another YouTuber that I want to take a little clip from.
That you'd be keeping on your phone, on their network, that someone else now has the encryption keys for. Just imagine how serious that is. Nothing on your phone is now secure. Potentially every single mobile device in Britain, or any single computer that uses the mobile network for connectivity, is now at risk of being hacked, breached, your identity taken, your banking, money's sucked dry, everything.
Yeah, no, sorry, but that's just not how it works, and that's not what's happening here. And even if there was a hack of this magnitude, then I still don't think that what he's saying is even remotely possible. Now I want to switch over to another YouTuber that I do watch a few of his videos, and his name is Waffle. No one knows who this guy is. He's always got a mask on. You can only see his hands, and he is commenting on Silver Fox's video, and I just wanted to respond to something that he said, because he said he's not an expert in this field. So I'm going to play a short clip from his video so I can respond to it, and then we'll sum up this video and we'll be done with it, and you can get on with your lives and I can go and have dinner. So let's see what Waffle has to say about this situation.
Silver Fox Hot Takes was quite worried about something which I wouldn't really agree with. He said he's worried about the traffic through those networks giving people access to their bank accounts. Essentially, hackers will be able to access everyone's bank accounts. I'm not qualified enough to say this, but just from the very small bits of research I've done, I don't think that that's the biggest concern here. Things like passwords to get through the bank accounts will be encrypted. And yes, to be fair, if in the source code the decryption algorithm's in there, that's a problem. But I like to think, ignorance is bliss, but I like to think that for banking, you don't keep the decryption data.
Okay, he said for banking, EE don't keep the decryption data. Okay, EE's got nothing to do with your bank. Neither does BT. EE and BT are not banking institutions here in the UK. They have nothing to do with banking encryption. The banks handle their own encryption, and all BT and EE do is provide a pipe, which is the internet, for you to access those banking apps and websites on your phone or your computer or whatever. That's literally all they're doing. They do not get involved in encryption for your banking apps, stocks and shares, or anything like that. He said that he's not an expert in this field, so here I am responding to him, telling you exactly how this works, and that's not how it works. Let's see if he has anything else to say, and then we'll summarize this video, and I'll let you get the hell out of here after you've liked and subscribed.
You guys will probably have to elaborate and educate me on that in the comments down below. I think the biggest concern here, more than anything, is power. If an enemy state or a bad actor...
So yes, if an enemy state or a bad actor has power over our telecommunications network in this country, then of course they can inflict some damage, but this is nothing new. We are attacked every single day in this country from other countries' hackers, and vice versa. We probably attack other countries' mobile networks and telecommunications infrastructure, because that's what countries do. Now, I do also know a little bit about BT security. As I said at the start of this video, I was security cleared. The general public has no idea how many threats BT security actually blocks on a daily basis. It is actually insane. So in my opinion, this story isn't really much to worry about. I think that some things have been exaggerated. Has British Telecom or UK telecommunications providers been hacked? Yes, of course. They're probably being hacked all the time. But what you need to remember is that it's not just us being hacked. If we're talking about China specifically, then China did actually hack a lot of countries. I think the operation's name was Salt Typhoon or something, and they were hacking like 80 different countries' telecommunications networks, including the UK, and we were made aware of that earlier this year, I believe, in June or July, when the UK and 13 other countries or something came out and spoke about it. Now, the story that Silver Fox is talking about might have been an exaggeration of what happened in that case, but it doesn't really sound like that. He's talking about it as if it's something that's happened recently, and Cyber Waffle is also responding to it as if it's something that's happened recently, because they're both looking at the network outages on BT and EE over the last 24 to 36 hours. And in my opinion, I don't think that's the case. And even if BT was hacked to that level and magnitude, then I honestly don't think that decryption keys and everything was just there for them to take, and now they have a full understanding of our mobile network and telecommunications infrastructure in this country, and now all of a sudden your banking apps are unsafe, everything's going to get taken away from you, and if you connect to a mobile network, then you're basically giving away all your freedoms and money and everything. That's just not how it works. Anyways, I wanted to make this video to bring some awareness to what's actually going on from the perspective of someone that has worked in this industry for half my life. I don't mean any disrespect to Cyber Waffle or Silver Fox. I just thought it was important to make this video to bring some clarity to a situation which was kind of getting out of hand with the amount of misinformation that was surrounding it. Like, look, I'm totally against digital ID. I want Keir Starmer to resign immediately. Same with Sadiq Khan. My opinion on the situation of the current UK government is no secret. You can go and read all about it on X and everything. So even if it looks like I'm defending digital ID in this video, I am not. Digital ID cannot be allowed to happen in this country, and everyone should stand up and fight it more than what they're doing already. But that's a discussion for another video. This video is just about this topic and me trying to clarify some points as to what happened. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Please drop it a like if you found it informative or useful in any way, and do consider subscribing if you haven't already. The channel name will be changing soon, so look out for that. You've been watching This Brown Geek. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.